Alright, so here's my project folder from last class. We could double click to check our web page, and looks like this. I don't know why it's there. We go. So your first assignment, we're planning the website, trying to decide again what is the website all about. Okay, I mean that's obviously the first step. Before you make a website, you gotta know what kind of website you're making. So I want you to answer these questions, and I wanted you to create an HTML CSS page out of it. It's not due till next week, I think, so it's fine if you didn't finish it yet. But I'll quickly show you the code we had for that. Let's open. I'm gonna do it the way that you guys can do it. VS Code. Let's close that. Okay, so again, when you're using Visual Studio Code or any development software, or it's called a IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Basically, Microsoft word for code. Okay, so we first have to open our root folder, or decide where our website is gonna store all the files. So that's why we gotta open folder before anything, and that folder that we open is gonna be the one that I labeled WST157 assignment 1, and I placed it on the desktop. There it is. So I select that folder, and right here in the Explorer tab, we can see all the files that I have for this website. It's just a single page, index.html. That's got all the HTML in there. Not too much. This is pretty much all of it. Okay, we've brought our content. Right, so this is all the text. Assignment 1, planning a website. And then we have this unordered list. UL stands for unordered list. Everything is indented. That's just the way you write HTML or any code. You're gonna have indents just to make it readable. But it doesn't mean if you did this, it would look different, right? So if I did this and I saved the file and I looked at it, nothing would look different. So it's basic HTML. Most of you might know already about this, but some elements are called block level elements. That means as soon as you create this element and you create another element, they will take up the entire horizontal line that they're on. So they won't go next to each other. We call those block level. They take up a whole horizontal block. Let me zoom out a little bit. So for example, this H2 and this H1, if I put this here, doesn't mean this is gonna go next to this, even if I had room for it. So if I save it, well, Prettier is gonna reformat it for me anyway, but let me see if I could disable that for a second. I wonder how I could. Well, I'll have to save it in like Notepad or something so it stays like this. But just take my word for it. Even though these are next to each other here, they're always going to be on a separate line, because headings, paragraphs, lists, list items, divs, these are all block level. The only way you can make them go next to each other is by using like a special container, like a flex container or a grid container. Remember I mentioned CSS grid and flex. These are things that were introduced to make responsive design easier. They just make putting things in columns and rows a little bit easier. Okay, Harumi's here. Let me mark you here. Okay, now everyone that was here Tuesday is here today. Okay, we're just missing the people that were missing last time. Okay, so headings, unordered lists. Most elements are block level. Let me show you how you could put them. The only way you could force them next to each other is if, let's say, one way is to change them from their default display block. So by default, all of these elements except for the image is an inline element. That means if you put a bunch of images next to each other or even on separate lines, they'll still be next to each other. So an image is an inline element. By default it's display inline, and most other elements are by default display block. But if I change this to inline, I'd also have to change the H2 to inline so we could try to see them next to each other. By the way, in CSS we end these with a semicolon. That's pretty much like a period. And if I made this container large enough, right now, since the H1 is so big, here, let's make it a little bit smaller. And let me also refresh this. I didn't open it with live server, that's why I have to refresh it. But yeah, basically you can see now that they're next to each other. Okay, let me make that a little bit bigger. Well, there's the H1, there's the H2. If they can fit next to each other, they will go next to each other. But if we delete that display inline, just leave it a display block, they'll be forced to go on to separate lines. So that's why, like, well, I guess we don't have an example here. Let me add a couple images. Oops, image source equals, do we have any? Put this candy picture. Also, let me close this, or let me open it with live server instead of having it like this. There we go. Okay, so I brought in a picture of some candy. Let me just make that a lot smaller with the width equals, let's say, 100 pixels. Should have updated to 100 pixels. Should be 100 pixels. I gotta check why it's not normal. Oh, that's why, because in our CSS we're setting it to 600. Let's delete that. There we go. I also have a bunch of CSS for image here. Let me just get rid of that. border and everything. Okay, so images are inline elements. That means if I create two images, let me just copy paste this one. Just paste it a few times. You can see there's three next to each other. That's because unlike headings and other elements, images are inline elements. But we can change them to display block instead, and now they're stacked. Okay, so just keep that in mind. There's a property that you could set on elements to make them either stack or go next to each other. This, yeah, exactly. You mean this point? Oh, no. Point means class. So, so you have element selectors. Where's my Miro notes? I think I shared. Oh, I might have forgot to put the Miro notes in Google Classroom last time. Let's go back to the Miro notes. I might have explained it there, but selecting by element is one way to do it, right? You write the element name, but if you put a dot in front of something, whatever it is, that's called a class. Yeah, and you can assign classes to it. Like for example, this image, I could say class equals banana. Now this image is classified as a banana, or this one. So if I could make this one different than the others by saying width equals 200 pixels. Right, now that one's bigger. But then you could put that banana class on anything. It doesn't have to be just images. I could put it on this even, and then that's gonna force it to be the same width, so I got narrower. You're welcome. There's also IDs. You might have seen hashtags sometimes. That's an ID. It's sort of, it works almost exactly the same way as a class, an ID. So I could put, instead of class equals, I could put ID equals, and then this would affect it. ID equals banana, hashtag banana. There we go. Okay, so it works the same way, right? Instead of a dot, I put a hashtag, and instead of class, I wrote ID. Yeah. So the difference is an ID is supposed to be unique. You're supposed to only put it on one element. You're not supposed to put it on multiple elements. Like I could do the same thing and put ID equals banana here. Nothing's gonna stop me from doing that, and it's still gonna work the same way like a class would. But you're just not supposed to do that. And the reason is because sometimes when you're writing code, you write some code that says, okay, when the button is clicked, do this, right? But sometimes you want to identify buttons with IDs, so you put an ID on them. And if you have multiple elements with the same ID on them, then the code is not going to know which button is supposed to do this or whatever. So it's just a rule. ID is supposed to be unique. Class you can put on anything, but they work the same. Welcome. All right. What did we cover? What we're gonna work on next? I don't think we did. So this was the first thing we're gonna do, planning. Next step after planning is designing. So decide. Well, no, there's a lot more steps you can take. You could always skip and start building your website right away with the code. But sometimes it's better to plan things out, like we're doing here. We're planning what we're gonna do. This step, I guess you can't skip. You have to figure all this stuff out. But the next step we can skip sometimes. I usually skip it just because it's extra work. I'd rather not do it, but it might help you. And that's called the wireframe. Oh no, there's one more step. There's building a sitemap, a visual sitemap. Sorry, I don't know why my computer's so slow sometimes. Let's look at images. So this would be the next step after we decide what kind of website we're making. The sitemap is basically figuring out what pages the website is going to have. You got your main page, for example, and on the main page you have links to all these other places: work, services, about, team, support, news. And then all those pages take you further to maybe other pages. This sitemap looks like it lists not just the pages, but it's also listing like what's gonna be on the page: menu, title, features, portfolio, the footer, and everything. So it's a little more detailed. But let me find another more simple example of this one. And as you can see, there's free tools to do this. I want to see an example. I guess this right here is a good tool for it. This looks a lot like that Miro board that I was writing the notes in. Yeah, we can zoom in and out, holding control. What's this? This is just tips on how to use this software. But this is the actual sitemap, okay? So it's a sitemap for Studio sitemap, Oddball. I guess it's called Oddball Imaging Studios. Anyways, but it lists the homepage, who we are, blog, what we do, and then from there lists from the who we are page, you can see our mission, our team, our clients. And then on the blog page, you can see news, social media, what we do. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys when we do this assignment. What tool you want to use. I'm not gonna make you use one or another because there's so many tools out there. Looks like, what was this, Canva? Canva. Oh yeah, we are gonna do that. Just after the planning, I was gonna make you do this, and then we'll do wireframes and mockups. I might as well go over everything we're gonna do right now. So after creating this, which usually I recommend using, I think it was glue maps. It's pretty easy. Sitemap tool. Yeah, gluemaps.com. This one's just, I like it because it's like right away you just get into it. There's your home page. We just type home, and maybe on our home page we have a about, contact, and if it's a restaurant, maybe menu, right? And maybe on the menu page we have a sub page. So inside the menu, maybe you get breakfast, and on the same level you have lunch and dinner with their own separate menu pages. And then on contact you might have address or location, and then reservations. Actually, reservations would not be below, would be there. And then this might get really long, so a cool thing about, why did that happen? Cool thing about oh no, I lost it. I lost it. Okay, go back to glue maps. Don't know how that happened. So the cool thing about glue maps is you could change the view to, right now it's map view, but you could do matrix view and outline view, whatever fits better. Say we had sub page with some more sub pages. Anyways, sometimes, oh, it happened again. I see. I was trying to zoom in, and instead of zooming in, I'm like switching, I'm going back and forth by holding the Alt button. I meant to hold Control to zoom in and out. If you hold Alt, it'll go back. Alright, so here's matrix view and outline view. And then you could change the colors and stuff too, so if you want to make it look nicer or whatever. But that'll be for wireframing, or you could use this, Canva. I'm sure there's others, just type visual sitemap tool. Lucid chart. The thing with most of these is you have to like sign up and stuff, so that's why I like glue maps. And then there's Miro, which useful for a lot of things, but you could also do sitemaps with this. I think I already have one saved. Sort of, not much here, but yeah, you could do it here too. So here you have to, I guess you create a shape, or there's templates. See if they have a template for a sitemap. oops, site map. They've got a website sitemap. They've got a flow chart. They even have something for wireframing, which was what I was gonna show you next. Let's just preview this. I guess that's what I have open. It's pretty much the preview that I have over here. All right, so after visual sitemap is the wireframe, and the wireframe is the layout of your site. Like, where's the header gonna go? Where are you gonna place images, text, headers? Let's look at some wireframe examples. You could use wireframes for a lot of things, not just web design. People use them when designing maybe a magazine layout or creating a phone app. Of course, you could do it on a piece of paper, but it's better to use an computer software. Here's an example, simple. I lost the picture, but maybe this website want to make a wireframe. Oh, it's gonna take us to Lucid Chart, which was also used for visual sitemaps. Free. Okay, at least they have a free version. Gonna make me sign up, so I'll skip that. You don't need to use. I mean, if you have Adobe Illustrator, you could probably use that for it. Might not be as easy and convenient to do it in Adobe Illustrator, but it beats doing it on a piece of paper. You read my mind. I was just about to show you Figma. Figma is good. Yeah, I used Figma a lot. Figma is pretty much Adobe XD. Almost exactly the same, but maybe even a little better than Adobe XD. You have to log in though. I don't think you can do it without logging in. So let me log in. Yeah, now that I think of it, you could use Figma for the visual sitemaps and the wireframe and the mockup. You could use it for all the planning design steps. Why am I not logged in? There we go. Okay, what do we have here? Sorry, everything's slow. Okay, so here's an example. Maybe I was uh, creating a mock-up for a restaurant. Okay, let me start from scratch. Let's delete some of these. Remove from recent. New design. Okay, so when you log in to Figma, you're gonna see maybe recent stuff if you had recent work, but you'll see this new design file, new Fig Jamboard, new slide deck. I've never used these two before. I usually just do a new design file. Okay. You'll get a bunch of little pop-ups telling you how to do things, but it's going to be blank at first. We first need to decide what format. Like, are you creating a phone app or are you creating a website? What are the dimensions? What device do you need to design for? And for that, we have, let's see, things have changed a little bit. There should be a button to create a new artboard. Oh, here it is. Sorry, they moved things around. It's down here. So frame. So we click on the frame button, and then over here we pick, let's say we want, I don't know, iPhone 16 Pro. You're designing some sort of app. You could then use these tools again on the bottom. Rectangle tool, for example, to draw a rectangle. If we're wireframing, you're just gonna need to draw some rectangles, and then on top of them just write some text, like what is this, the header. So I'll grab the type tool, and up here type header. If you need to adjust any properties, you'll see it on the right side. We have, for example, the text. I want to make the text larger, so it should be a font size here. There it is. And maybe I want to add images. What's this one? Actions. Okay, so if we're going to put an image, for the wireframes, you don't put the actual image. The point of the wireframe is to quickly decide the layout of your design. So I might put a box, and just to show that it's an image placeholder, I might just I don't know, make it a certain color, so I know, okay, whatever is this dark gray is supposed to be an image, or put a cross over it. There should be a line tool here. Actually, here we go. There's supposed to be, okay, that wasn't it. This one, the button I just clicked on, is supposed to import an actual image, but there should be an image placeholder. I guess they don't have it here. I forgot which design tool I was using that had placeholder. Oh, that's Adobe InDesign, which you can use for this as well. Adobe InDesign is a great tool for laying out the design. In Adobe InDesign, you actually have like an image placeholder instead of a rectangle. It gives you an X on it, so you know it's a placeholder for an image. But since we don't have that, I'll just draw a little cross on this. Or you could import an image icon and place it on top of it to know that that's supposed to be an image, and then just group it together. You can group things together. You can create components. Say I group this. It didn't actually get grouped. Okay, make sure they're all selected and then a group selection. Why is it not grouping? Grouped to ungroup. You could see here on the left side, it basically shows you all your components that you have. So line 1, line 2, and then the rectangle, I see what's going on. So I've got this iPhone frame, and for some reason these two lines are not in the frame. Just gotta bring them in there. Okay, so now everything's on this iPhone 16 frame. Now I should be able to group it together. There we go. Okay, so it's grouped together. I could make a component out of this, so next time I need to add an image placeholder, I could use this. Here we go, create component. Okay, so I've created a component out of that. Once you create components, you'll see them in local assets. And here it is. So let's say I want to add another image placeholder. I'll just drag that from there. And you should be able to resize it however you want. So maybe I'll have an image there and then some text here. I don't know if this lets us do lorem ipsum easily. Probably not. It should though. In Adobe Illustrator, I believe you could get placeholder text if you just draw a box. I'm gonna maybe have to close some windows because it's very slow. But yeah, you see it puts like gibberish text for you. Sometimes you need that. Figma, I don't think does it for you. Although Figma also lets you install plugins. If you click here, plugins, manage plugins, there's probably a plugin for lorem. Yeah, lorem ipsum generator that works in the quick actions bar. Where's our quick actions bar anyway? There's another one, traditional lorem ipsum generator. Let's just go with the first one. It's called loremzer. I guess that's it. Do we just click run? I don't get it. Type in the amount of words, sentences, paragraph you would like. What does that mean? Do I type in a number? Or do I just type in gibberish? I don't get it. Okay, not a good plugin. I'm gonna uninstall that one because I don't know how to use it. You could just go to websites like lorem generator. If you need placeholder text, just grab it from here. It generates some gibberish for you. You just paste it in there. In this case, this is supposed to be a phone app, so I guess on a phone, you're gonna have to increase the height because you're gonna need to scroll down. Unless you're designing where you don't want to be able to scroll, like a game or something. It's a little bit too much text. Just delete some of that. If you want to create a button, you would just draw another rectangle and just design it like a button. We're just, well, for now we're just gonna say button there, and that's good enough. Right. So if you needed to design for something other than an iPhone, you could always click this button again to bring up the frames. And let's say we want to do desktop, just regular. They've got MacBook Air, like all these specific ones. I'm just gonna do desktop, and there it is. We could move these apart. And then yeah, I could reuse any components that I created, like this one. By the way, what's special about a component instead of just copy pasting stuff that you created? The component updates if you update the original. Let's say I think if I update this one, since this was the first one I had, then all the others are supposed to change. Wait, not that one. I have to do this one. Yeah, okay, so that's what makes a component special. You edit the original component, anything else that's a copy of that component will update. But anyways, for the wireframes, we're going to keep it simple, just like this, okay? You don't actually have to put pictures, you don't have to put any actual text. But the next step though, the mockup, that's where, okay, now if you already have the wireframe, it makes it easier since, you already did all that. Then you just replace things with more detailed version. So you figure out what color do you actually want this to be and do that. And change the color of your text and actually write the text. Maybe what's the logo of the company? Let's say, I don't know, it's Burger Queen. And then, that's when you start thinking about the actual fonts that you might use. And you might start adding details that you didn't originally plan in the wireframe, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can always change your design from the original wireframe. And then any of these image placeholders, I would probably just delete it. and add the actual image in its place. I don't think I have a picture of a burger, so I'll just put this. And let's see, if you resize these images, they will crop instead of distorting, so that's good. You could probably, if you just wanted to shrink the image, you weren't trying to crop it, probably hold shift and do that. But yeah, you could quickly go from wireframe to a mockup just by working on your wireframes. I would make a copy though, just in case you want to keep your wireframes. Just duplicate. To duplicate your your wireframe, just hold the Alt button or Option button and just drag the whole frame, and then it'll make a copy. And then you can keep one as a wireframe and one as a mockup. Okay, so Figma, great tool. If you have Adobe XD, it's almost the same thing. As you can see here, we've got tools for creating shapes here. We can right click on a tool, make it a component, just like in Figma. We can select different artboards. If we click on the artboard tool, it's just everything's a little bit different location, but it's like the same tools. Here we could pick iPhone 14 and then gives us that. Another thing that's the same, after the design, you could go into a little bit more detail. You go to prototype, and then you could say, okay, if I click this button, take me to this page, right? And then if you click the play button, gives you a preview that you can share with people, share with your boss or your client. Say, okay, this is how it's going to work. If you click here, it'll take you to this page. And Adobe XD also has that. You just have to click prototype. Again, it's almost the same thing. Figma is pretty much modeled after Adobe XD. Okay, any questions so far? Anyone need help with the web design, the HTML, CSS part? Let's get this quickly out of the way because I'm gonna assign wireframes to be due at the same time as this. Even if you're not done with this, you could just make some wireframes that later you could modify. Just sorry, not wireframes. We're doing visual sitemap. It'll be easier to figure out what you're doing next when I add it to Google Classroom. Right now on Google Classroom, all we have is the first assignment. Let me just bring it here so we can just drag this whole thing over. Okay, so far we just have planning your website. Why is it empty? Oh, that's weird. Don't know what happened there. That's weird. I hope I'm not missing. Okay, who is the client? Was that the first question we answered? Oops. Who's the client? Who's the target audience? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be 5 of them. There we go. Okay. Yeah. I uploaded my example so you guys can download that. So it should be easy. But after that, gonna give me visual sitemap. Let's make that to, I guess I can make it to next Thursday. Like, give you one extra day to do that one. But yeah, use any tool you want. So we had glue maps, Figma, Miro, and Canva wireframing or sitemap. Canva is a whole design tool with a bunch of images in it that you can use for quickly throwing designs together. But I guess they have like a separate thing for creating sitemaps. Let's copy all the links here. Okay, so visual sitemap is just to show visual sitemap lays out the pages of your site and content. There's gotta be a better definition for it. Okay, there we go. It's a flow chart basically of your site that shows how the pages are linked together. The following are useful tools for creating a visual sitemap. Okay, so what I like about glue maps is it's easy to get into. How do you make like a sub list in here? I don't even know if it's possible. I'll just do this. Quick and easy to start using. No sign up required. Okay, next tool, Figma. So what I like about Figma is great design tool, can also be used for your wireframe and mockups. Very similar to Adobe XD, which Adobe XD we should list here too. Adobe XD is great if you have it. Design tool for quickly mocking up although yeah, you could use it for, might be overkill for visual sitemap. And you have Miro as templates you can use, and Canva. With Canva, I don't know, haven't tried it, but looks similar to Miro. Do I have an example? This is not a good example. I'll find something else. Well, why don't we use glue maps for doing an example, but we'll need some sort of restaurant to mimic. Why don't we do just find a random website. This is probably a great way to start, because then you're modeling after a real professional website, so you kind of get a better idea of what you should have. But just keep in mind, if you do go to an actual website, probably going to be a lot of pages in there, a lot more than you're going to want to wireframe or show in your visual sitemap. So you don't have to get crazy about the details. Let's see, just pick one that has a website. I guess they all have websites. What's best? Yeah, sounds familiar. Okay, so we'll model it after this. Let me keep this on one side and close that. Let's open glue maps on this side. I'm going to use glue maps just because it's the easiest, quickest one to do. You don't have to draw the boxes yourself. You just click a little plus sign, gives you a box. Just the easiest tool out of all of them right now for this purpose. All right. Call it my restaurant. restaurant. Okay, on the home page, we're gonna have links to menu, about, contact. Gonna have a few more. Events. I don't have enough room to. Anyway, I'll just zoom out, I guess. Sorry, I forgot how to zoom out. Control and scrolling the mouse wheel seems to do it. Or you could just click this button. I guess I was zoomed way in my browser, but we should use this. What's the shortcut though? Control minus, control plus. I wish it was a little easier to navigate, zoom in and out. Events, gift cards, we'll skip gift cards and we'll just put reservations. Alright, what happens when we click menu? Okay, on the menu page, best, yeah. Have I been here? Okay, so here they've got, all the different menu stuff. Since we don't have other pages that it's linking to, just to show the structure of your website, you could throw in what menu items you're gonna have. So I'll put a sub page to menu, and then in here we'll type antipasti. By the way, antipasti doesn't mean pasta, right? It means something else. I forgot. Pizza. Why can't they just spell things normal? Pasta. That doesn't mean pasta either. It just means like, okay, antipasti is appetizers. Pizza is pizza. This is what main course. That's what pasta means. And then secondi means, I guess, desserts. Or dolce means desserts. Secondi is secondary, or I don't know, whatever you eat after the main course. I lost my stuff. Where did it go? Oh, I guess I zoomed way out. Okay, so we had secondi, dolce for dessert, or dolce, and cocktails. And beer and cider. Alright, so I mean the way it is now obviously is not a great way to lay this out because it's just this long horizontal thing. That's why I would switch to matrix view. So that way looks a little better. And just to make our thing look nicer, we could add colors. You can also save this. I don't know how long it'll save though. When you save it, it gives you a link. This little code here is how you get to whatever you created, but it probably deletes what you had after a while. I don't think it stays there forever because they have to save this in their database somewhere. So it's better to, if you just want it permanently, you just export it. Right, wait, let me see outline view. Outline view is just too vertical. I'll stick with matrix view. But you could color code these so you know that these are not pages, they're sections of the page. And you could also add notes to stuff. Alright, let's move on to next page. We go to about, and we have some sections. We don't really have separate pages that we go to. So again, we'll just list the sections on this page. That's it. So that's all we have on this one. Oh, it would be good if we could save these colors. I think we can. Maybe. No, I don't think we can. Can we? We just have to copy the color code. Let's just pick something like whatever. Copy that. You could hold shift to select multiple boxes. And yeah, we could just make them all the same color. Stay on page. See, oh no. Oh no, I lost it. I'm sorry. I hit Alt and I scrolled again. It's just a habit because in a lot of software I use, holding Alt and scrolling is how I zoom in and out. So I think I lost it. But no, we saved. Oh no, we didn't. We didn't save it. But you get the idea, right? I mean, you're just gonna do different sections if you don't have other pages linked from another page. What would be an example of that though? Well, a checkout would be an example. So if we say we had a checkout, let's go to, I don't know, shoes, some shoes website. Alright, so when you go to a website like this, a little bit different. There's now an e-commerce site. We've got, a shoe store. what are the menu things? New, women, men, new, women, men. But you're also gonna have like a cart or shopping bag, right? Cart or bag, and in the cart or bag, there's gonna be a link to checkout, and then after checkout, you might get like a link to a thank you page. In that case, they would actually be sub pages and not just sections of the page. And you color code those differently than, say, if you did have sections listed. But yeah, that's it. Hopefully that's easy enough. I recommend Glue Maps. It's easy, but you can use any tool you want. And also, I think it would be a good idea to look at examples of whatever site that you're trying to build. Just find examples online and see how they structured their website, so you get an idea of how it usually works. So that'll be the next step. So that's just step 2 out of 5, right? You got the planning stage, deciding what you want to do. You've got this stage, visual sitemap. Then you've got the wireframe. That would be step 3. Then you've got the mockup, which is step 4. Mockup is just supposed to look just like the real thing, but it's just a picture. And then you have the actual built website. So 5 steps, I guess. Questions? If no questions, we could take a break. I will pause. Oh, sorry, I was muted. Okay, so we're gonna look at website builders, and some popular ones are the ones that I have listed here. All of these are free, but I don't think Shopify is free because I remember it asks you for credit card information. Even though there's a free trial, the trial is like 30 days and then I think it auto renews and you have to pay. But let me sign in and double check. Maybe you could do it without entering credit card information up front. Let's sign in with Google, and then I'm gonna sign in with my LAPC account. Okay, so it says I guess I've used this account before. So it's telling me your account has been inactive for more than 3 months. To unlock your account, enter the 10-digit code sent to my email. So let me jump to Gmail real quick. I'm doing this all on my other monitor, so yeah, you're not seeing anything. Let me just do this part. Okay, here we go. Suspicious Shopify login detected. Alright, review your settings, confirm. Okay, we're back in Shopify. Okay, so here's how Shopify works. Obviously, this would be the choice if you're gonna do an e-commerce store. So you wanna store online, you're gonna sell stuff. You want an online store and a checkout and all that. This makes it easy to get started. We just need, let's see, they want to help us maybe pick a template, so that's why they're asking us all this stuff. Online store, in person, at events, social media. So where do you want to sell? They're asking. Let's say online store. Which of these best describes you? I'm just starting. Oops. What do you sell? Products. Say drop shipping. Drop shipping. Drop shipping is when you just order stuff and resell it. For 3 days, then $1 for 1 month. So it's free for 3 days, but can we decide later maybe and continue with a free trial? Three days left in your trial. Your trial ends. Select a plan to get your first month for $1. Alright, so it's only like a 3-day trial. But anyway, let's see what we can do now with this 3-day trial. Okay, we got home, orders, products, customers. So it looks like all the e-commerce tools are gonna be pre-built here on the left side. But we need to start with a template. I don't know what we need to click to get started with that. Maybe browse product sourcing apps. So this is kind of nice thing about Shopify. If you're gonna do something like drop shipping where you're gonna just order product or order stuff from China or whatever and then resell it, I guess they give you the little plugins that you can use. Let's go with Gelato. Wait, no, this is for print. Customize and sell over 150 plus print on demand products. This one is for finding suppliers, importing items, automatically fulfilling orders, connect with print, all for premium. Okay, a lot of these are for print. Let's go with this one then. This one, I guess, gets stuff from Alibaba or AliExpress. It's got a free version. I just click install. Click install again. Yeah, hopefully I don't have any credit card information saved on this because I don't want it to automatically like charge me for stuff. But I don't think so. I mean, probably do not have any. Yeah, I doubt I saved any information. Okay, we're sticking with the free plan, but what is the difference? We get 10 products with the free plan. 5 orders a month processed. Obviously, if you were gonna really do this, you would not stick with the free plan. So starter plan, about $6 a month. Build yearly. I think original price is $10 a month, which is okay, not too expensive, but you only get 30 products and 50 orders a month, which is probably not a lot. Maybe if you had a successful business, you probably want to do more than that. Get order tracking, and then for $20 a month, now on special, $12 a month or 11.60, you get 150 products and 100 orders per month. I think this is all for this Zopi dropshipping plugin that we're installing. So this isn't even the Shopify price. This is Shopify you're gonna pay for, plus on top of that you're gonna pay for whatever plugin you're using. And it goes up to advanced and premium if you want to sell 500 to 50,000 products. So yeah, we'll just do the free one for now. We could import now, and then I guess it just recommended random products. I guess because Halloween is coming up, we've got some Halloween stuff, and we got some Jesus stuff. No idea why that's there. We got board games, fall and Easter stuff. But you'd probably want to actually search for the stuff yourself, not take those recommended random products. Let's do find a product, see how this works. Hopefully it's not all like stuff that's not gonna sell. What is this? Handing magic shadow? Is that like a fishing rod? Okay, how about something easy to sell, like bracelets or something? Got bracelets. What about let's see, face cream. Looks like it got all kinds of stuff. Retinol moisturizer, face cream. That seems like a good deal, right? Aren't these things expensive at stores, like $30? But anyways, pick a product. Since Halloween is coming up, let's say Halloween masks. Maybe you just put up a store like temporary just for Halloween, and then you cancel it after your free trial. Say we want to add this. It's recommending a bunch of other stuff. Okay, let's just say import all product. Cool. I guess that means now we have products. So if we click products, we should have products. Okay. I thought we did. Add product. Let me go back to, maybe it's an inventory. Oh. Okay, so that plugin that we installed is under apps. I did add a bunch of stuff from there, but I don't think it automatically went to my product. So we probably have to do another step here. There we go, push product. Forgot to do that. So now that I've pushed the products, we probably have them in our store. No, not yet. What else? Push product. I guess I have to select what I want to push. Add product. Push the store. Your product can't be pushed. Enter title. Okay, so this is obviously that takes some time. I don't want to waste you guys' time. Let me at least do one product, I guess. Add a title. But there's already a title, so push the store. And then it's just asking me if I want to continue selling even if it's out of stock. Push as unpublished product. Let's just push it to the store. Go to our products. Still not here. Maybe it needs a refresh. There we go. Okay, after refreshing, we have a product in our store. Now what? About our storefront, we gotta. There we go. Online store. Okay, so after getting a product, now we could maybe pick a theme and figure out what we want our store to look like. Let's go with current theme, Dawn. Let's click view our store. Should we have a store with just one product on it? There it is, the one product. And here's what our store looks like. Very clean looking, not bad. But you're gonna have a hard time customizing things, I think. We can customize, I believe. I mean, of course, we should be able to customize. Let's close this and then click customize. See how easy it is to do simple things like maybe change the background color of the entire page. So I click this bar. In order to edit this, we can pick where we want the logo to go. Left or top center, middle left, middle center. Let's go with middle center. And then for changing the color scheme, we've got quick options like this. I think I'm gonna go with this black one. Okay, so featured collection. So this whole section is gonna, when you add more products, it will add more products into this section. So it's called a featured collection. It's called an image banner. We could get rid of it if we click the little X over here, or we can edit it. Say we want to switch the image. Should be able to change the image from here. Let's just pick something like this one. And you can see we switched the image. Of course, it's just selecting from what my current products are, I guess, images I had, but we can explore other images. Let's search Halloween. And let's just pick something like this. In order to change the font, let's see how simple that could be. Here's, I don't know, browse our latest products. Just select that text, and actually there might be like a site-wide, um, just like the color scheme, there could be like a font scheme we can switch. Here we go. If we click on the left side, theme settings, we can go to typography, and right now we're using, I guess it's called Assistant. Let's change that. Say we want to use this Americana font. I click on it and you can see it switched to using this font. Switch to Bodoni Poster Black. Now we're using that font. So yeah, it seems like it shouldn't be too hard to customize simple things like the font and colors and images. And I'm sure they have other nice themes we could switch to. Let's see if we can switch our theme. Once you've selected a theme, how easy is it to switch to a different theme? We also have, okay, under here we've got layout. I'm guessing this, yeah, we got the page width we can adjust. I guess, I don't know, my page isn't really full screen, so even though I set it to 1000, it looks the same, but that's because maybe this is less than 1000. No, it can't be. I'm not sure why this is not making a difference here. Space between template sections. So these are template sections like the featured collection and then the image banner. So you can control the space between them with this, but I don't think it updates it live. Or no, it does. Does it? Yeah, okay, so there's less space here. If I bring this up in a second, it should refresh, and yeah, there's more space there. So it is updating live. Just give it a few seconds. Anyway, lots of things to explore here. So all your sections are organized here. We can preview it on a mobile. And then for the menu, you're gonna want to obviously figure out what pages you're gonna want in here. Right now we've got home, catalog, and contact, which were created for us. So there should be a place to add more pages. I think, let's see, where do we add pages from? Here we go. So down here, we have the header selected. When we select the header, it shows us, this gets highlighted. So if I click here, this is highlighted. If I click here, header gets highlighted. And we can add sections to it or add blocks. Let's do a search, see if anything comes. What if I want to add a logo here? Yes, they don't have a logo block. Image, nothing found. Well, this one's not easy to use because it says search blocks, but I don't know what blocks I'm looking for, what they're called, so it's kind of useless. Um, anyways, how do we add different pages? We probably first have to add another page. Um, oh, page contact form. What happens if we click add section? This just adds another section here. Alright, let's just say image banner, just to see what that looks like. There we go, it added a new section. But yeah, getting back to adding pages, really important. It's not super obvious, so gotta dig through, figure out where to do this from. Maybe exit. Oh, we gotta save. Let's just do a save before we leave so we don't lose any changes. And oh, what's this? Home page. Pages. Default page, contact. Create template. Maybe we add pages through here. Let's say, I don't know, about based on default page. Okay, so I think we created a new page by doing that. Can we make it show up though? Do we save it somehow? Or is it automatically saved? Let's go back to the home page, see if this about page is still there. It didn't get added here, but let me see, we could switch back to it possibly. Sound assigned to 0 pages. We gotta assign it to a page somehow. So I guess we have to, I created a template, I didn't actually create a page. So we still need to figure out where to create a page from. Once you create the page, then you assign it one of these templates that we just created. And then, yeah, I'm gonna exit, see if we could do it from here. There we go, pages. We got contact, do not sell or share information, add page. So we do have to exit the template to add the page. Call this about us. You can throw in some content or just save it for now. Oh, and here's the about theme that I created. I'll just pick that and click save. Let's go back to the store and then see if the new page is there. View page. So it didn't automatically get added. Let's go online store. Customize. So we should have a new page, but it's not available immediately on the website. We have to add it somehow. But we know we created the page at least. Here we go. Here we go. About page. So it does exist. It did get created, but it's not here. So let's add it here somehow. Header. Welcome to our store. Probably on the right side. We're looking at the wrong thing. Header, main menu. There we go. So you actually have to click on this main menu button. It doesn't actually let us update it from here. We have to click main menu. It opens a separate page, and then we have to add an item, and that can take us to pages, about us, add, and save menu. Okay, we should close that, refresh this one. Still not there. Click back. Hopefully hopefully it saved it. It is there now, so, and then this is called main menu. Maybe I have to exit. We probably have to exit this and then come back to it. So click online store. Maybe view the store. There it is. Okay, so it did get added. It's kind of a lot of work. I mean, you have to click this button, go to this page, save it, close it, go back, exit, come back again to see the updates. But I think that's all the basic things that you're gonna need to do. So changing themes. Well, we didn't actually look at how to switch the theme, but we looked at how to change colors and fonts, add pages. And we briefly looked at how to add little sections. But let's look at those blocks. I think they're called blocks. Let's click customize. Right, what are these things called? Let's add a new one. Well, we could add a section. Well, they're just called sections. Okay, but you could add all kinds of stuff, like featured collection. So there's a lot of stuff tied to your store you can add, like the collection or product, collection list. You can add some text, image with text, image banner, slideshow, collage, multi-column. This might be good for trying to add, like, I don't know, customer testimonials or something. And then maybe we could pair that with an image above it or something. Maybe let's see how easy it is to add that. I want an image above this here. I saw a plus sign a second ago. It disappeared. Oh, there it is. It only shows if you don't click on it. So deselect it or click one of these other ones and then hover over this. Click the plus sign. That actually just created another text box, which is not what I want. I want to change this to something else. Oh, we could add an image actually. Select image. Just pick one of these. What does that do? Okay, cool. So if you did want to add an image, that's all you gotta do. You don't need to really create a new component. So I'll trash that one. So yeah, we just select an image and it adds it above. And then here you could put whatever logos, icons, or portraits of people. Maybe it's like your about page and you're showing your team. So you could list, photos of your team and little summary about each person. Should be able to edit the text. You just have to go here on the right side. So here's the bottom text, and then this is the top text. Let's say John Doe. John Doe has been with us since the beginning. I'm expert in marketing, blah blah blah. Look at other sections real quick because I want to see the difference between this and using something like WordPress, because you could also do like this whole online store with WordPress or Wix or Weebly. All the other website builders also give you e-commerce tools, but this one, Shopify, is just built around e-commerce. It's like the main thing it's known for, so it's supposed to be a little bit better for that, and maybe less, um, not as good for customizing. Although I mean, you saw we could do quite a bit, but I wouldn't even, I can't even start thinking about all the ways I would want to customize this because it's already pretty limited, right? It's a process trying to do things, adding different components. You have to have like a pre-built section that you can add, and then what happened to them? We have to add section to create a new section. We deselect one of these. So we want to add a section here between this and this one. Click the plus sign right here. What else we got? Multi-column, multi-row, collapsible content. It's got all sorts of stuff that you would ever want, but it's gonna function and look exactly how they have it. You could do some little things like changing the colors, maybe adding borders and stuff. Let's see if we can do that actually. Okay, well, I'm selecting a column, and then okay, here we're supposed to have customization options. Like we could change the title and the text, but what else can we do? Doesn't seem to be too many things here. We could change the font to be bold. Uh-oh. I accidentally exited the Shopify store. Let's go back to it. Fresh. There's also a navigation option here. What does this give us? Oh, this is where we could reach the main menu. Just another way to get here. we want to add stuff to the menu. So a lot of that stuff is right here at the front page before you go to the actual online store and hit customize. Anyways, I don't think we can do things like round the corners and add drop shadows and all that. Doesn't look like gives me the ability to do that. There's probably a hidden way to do it, but again, it's just too much trouble to figure it out. Right, we're not writing HTML and CSS code, but we do have to figure out this whole user interface. But you know, that's the same with all the different website builders. Okay, we'll try one more thing, just maybe changing the template or the theme. See if that's easy to do. We probably have to exit to do that. Online store, themes. There we go. So currently we have this Dawn theme. We could probably change it by adding a new theme. Visit the theme store. I don't know if we'll be able to add more themes since we have like the free trial. Yeah, these themes are kind of expensive. $320, $400. Maybe we could search for free ones. Let's go browse themes. Price. Free. There we go. So we do have some other free ones to pick from. Not too many though. That's it. We got 1, 2, 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13. So we got 13 free themes we can pick. Just gonna switch to another one. Okay, it's still, I guess it's installing, that's why it's taking a while. There we go. So I added a theme called Ride to my theme library. If I hit publish, we should be able to replace the other one. Okay, so it looks like we replaced it. Now we can visit the store, see if this one looks better. Yeah, well, yeah, for Halloween, I think this would be a cool design. The bright yellow on black, or bright yellow green, whatever color that is. Also, it feels a little cleaner, but then again, I think I'm comparing it to the customizer. Customizer always looks messy. Not even in the customizer, things look a little more clean. Let me go to, okay, so we added one product, so let's go back. Go to apps, and then go to that Zoppy dropshipping app that we installed. We imported a bunch of products to this. I only brought one into my store. Let me see if I could quickly grab the rest of them. Okay, so here's a list that I imported. Let's check them all. Push all products. Your current plan needs to be upgraded. Bulk product editing and listing is not available. Okay, so because we have a free plan, they don't let us bulk push. That means we have to one by one add all these products. What is this? Michael Myers mask. These details, images, that's good. The drop shipping app adds it for you, so you don't have to do all that. Let's add like one more or two more at least. And a lot of these look the same. Say we want to add this to our store. It's already got a title. We'll keep it, push it to the store. Man, these all look the same. Pick this one. Okay, it's got the title, push the store, push. Now we go back to our store. View our store. There we go. Now we got some more products, not just this one. Alright, and let's see what the whole checkout process looks like. We click on our shopping bag. Cart is empty. Go back home. Or let's check out catalog. Catalog is supposed to just list all your products. So they include that as one of the pages. There's a contact page. Here's the about page that oh, this isn't even the one I added. This looks like a fresh new about page that got added. Anyways, let's click on one of the products. Let's say the Michael Myers mask. I want to add this to my store. You can choose how many you want and then click add to cart. They also add this pay with PayPal, I guess, just to get you to buy it a little quicker. But from the cart or shopping bag, you're led to, wait, is this view cart? Yes, that wasn't the cart. What's this then? This is, yeah, it's the cart. We got our cart and then we got our checkout. Checkout isn't available. That's because, yeah, obviously I haven't entered any bank information, so I'm not going to be able to check out right now. But that's the process. You add stuff to your cart. There's a quick PayPal option for getting people to buy things a little quicker, because maybe you lose people on the way because there's so many steps. Go from here to checkout. Maybe you want to skip checkout, so you add the PayPal button here. So that's what Shopify looks like. So for today, I just wanted to cover one of the many options that we looked at over here. Try to look at Wix next. Maybe WordPress. We do have a whole WordPress course at LAPC. Squarespace is popular too. A lot of web hosts that you sign up for have their own website builders. Like if you sign up for GoDaddy or DreamHost or whatever, they have website builders. They also have WordPress. So WordPress is pretty much available for free, any web host you sign up for. And they have a plugin called WooCommerce for setting up an online store, just like in Shopify. So you could do all that stuff that Shopify lets you do, but WooCommerce itself is free. So you'll save probably a bunch of money if you do things through WordPress. Might not have as many features, but you'll get, all the basics, the cart, the product list, tracking products, listing them. A lot of that stuff is there. I don't know exactly what Shopify has that WooCommerce wouldn't have. Probably nothing. I mean, pretty much WordPress has thousands, well, tens of thousands of plugins and themes. It's kind of what it's known for, just being massive. A lot of choices. New one that I like is Webflow. The reason why I like Webflow is because I feel like it gives me more customization options. With Webflow, it's useful if you understand HTML and CSS, because you'll be you'll be doing HTML and CSS, but instead of typing stuff, you're going to be clicking drop downs and choosing, okay, you want this to be display block or have padding of this much. Instead of typing actual HTML, you'll have some drop down to click and choose it. So for Webflow, you definitely need to know a little bit of HTML and CSS. The advantage is it also gives you built-in animations and content management. So if you need to store items in a database, gives you that. Probably has, or for sure it has online store options too. I've never used Zoho or Duda. Squarespace, pretty easy to use. I forgot if I used that or not. Weebly I've used, very easy to use also. But yeah, I don't know, it's okay if you change your mind. I mean, the first assignment was to plan your website and figure out what tools you're going to be using. But if you change your mind, of course you're welcome to change your mind. Right? Right now we haven't really looked at all the different website builders, so it's kind of hard to decide at the moment which one you want to use. We could maybe quickly look at WordPress. WordPress is also free. There's WordPress.com. WordPress.com is not the same as the WordPress that you get if you sign up for like GoDaddy or DreamHost and install WordPress. This version of WordPress is like it's a website that hosts WordPress, and they charge you like a little bit more than you should be paying if you did it a different way, but it helps you get started a lot quicker. It simplifies things, gets you up and running fast, but you have to pay more for doing basic things that you would get for free if you just installed WordPress on your own web host. But yeah, let me log in real quick. Nothing's happening. Oh, I'm getting pop-ups. Firefox is preventing pop. What's wrong with the site? That's weird. I don't know why my browser's stopping me from opening. It thinks it's... Maybe I was on a bad site. I don't know. No, I was on WordPress.com. Couldn't be anything. Continue with Google. Firefox prevent this. Why is it stopping it? Just log in. Okay, well, alright. My browser doesn't want to open it. I could click ignore or whatever, but I also have WordPress installed. Actual WordPress, the entire application. I should have it installed on the computer with Flywheel or whatever it was called. It's not Flywheel, it's WordPress. Local, that's what it's called. Anyway, so WordPress is basically like it's an application that's free. It's freeware. Anyone can use WordPress for free. But you need a place to host it, so that's what you pay for. You pay for your web host. And then you pay for plugins that charge you money. If there's a plugin that charges you money, you might have to pay for that. But a lot of them are free. So let me just click hot sauce to, I don't know what that was. Anyway, this is like a local installation. You're allowed to install WordPress on your computer and then just play with it, but it won't actually be a live website. It's just to experiment and look at the features and stuff. Here, I'm just gonna delete some of these. These are all just stuff I created maybe during the WordPress class examples. Let's open this one. Oh, I will have to exit my Docker because it might clash with this. Okay, Docker's closed. Let's see if this opens. There we go. Okay, here's a WordPress site. So when you're trying to edit your WordPress site, you have to log into the WordPress admin. It's usually whatever your URL is / wp-admin. And that takes you to the login. Once you log in, it takes you to the WP admin, which looks like this. Okay. So the way WordPress works, because it was originally for blogging, you get posts and you got pages. So a page is just a regular page on your website, and posts are posts. You could have a page full of, listing a bunch of posts. Post is just like an entry to your blog. Okay, every day you might write a post, and then you might have a blog page. A page on your website that's just for the blog, or maybe you have a page on your website specifically for posts for a specific topic. And then if you want an online store, you just have to install WooCommerce plugin, which I guess I don't have here. But yeah, you search for plugins, and WordPress is full of plug. I mean, it's users, online community is who creates the plugins, so there's just tons of plugins, and it's been around longer than all the other website builders, so it's had time to stack up on plugins and themes. Why did I type WordPress? We want WooCommerce. So anyone that has an online store with WordPress is pretty much going to be using WooCommerce to manage their products and everything. Right, so here's WooCommerce. It's free, install. Again, everything is free. So if you did do online store, and if you choose WordPress over Shopify, you'd probably save a lot of money. Let's leave that. And I wouldn't recommend, I mean, if you're remember the options that I said we have. Close this too. You're definitely not going to do an online store yourself with HTML and JavaScript and stuff. Like, even if you're a seasoned pro, you're expert with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you're not going to build your own online store because there's a lot that goes into it. So if you're doing something else, like just a restaurant website that's not going to have anything complicated on there, you're not going to be taking online orders. Actually, even online orders, you could do it with HTML and JavaScript and just find like a online orders for HTML side. There's probably something you could import and just make it easier for yourself. Probably just a line of code you add somewhere that imports like something for people to make reservations. I don't know. Either way, it's usually when you're not just doing a static website that's just showing people stuff and providing contact information. If it's beyond that, then you start maybe looking at website builders. Suspicious activity. That was the Shopify online code that they sent me. Okay. Looks like WooCommerce got installed. So it takes a while to install, download, and install. Then you have to activate the plugin that you installed. So I'm activating WooCommerce here. We could set up our store. Just go with all this default stuff. Get a boost with our free features. If I click continue with all this, probably gonna have to wait for it to install a bunch of new plugins. So I will uncheck a bunch of these. I would keep get paid with Woo payments. Maybe it's just an extra payment method it's gonna add for you. Print shipping labels. Okay, sure, we'll keep that. Get automated tax rates. Yeah, why not? But the rest of these, like sending follow-up, and maybe we'll keep that too. Boost content creation. Unlock your high. Okay, some AI tool. Yeah, I would maybe normally include some of these, but I'm just gonna click continue. Woo powers almost 4 million stores worldwide. Okay, so yeah, so once you install WooCommerce, then here you go. You got your customize your store, add products. It's not going to be as easy to add products. Maybe there's a plugin. You could probably install a plugin that would bring things from AliExpress for drop shipping. But right now, as you can see, you have to enter the product name, the description, add pictures. You gotta do all this stuff manually. Um, I don't know. After installing WordPress, I mean WooCommerce, might have changed what my store looks like. No, see, there's still the site. I still have my original website, but it's added like a little shopping cart since I installed WooCommerce. So I just threw it in a random spot though. It also, yeah, it added like a whole other level. Let me go back. View store. All this stuff wasn't there before. So it added this lower row of buttons here. But it's added like the shopping cart and everything. So um, yeah, it's not too hard to do an online store with WordPress. Then we got Wix. Let's just quickly look at that one. Log in with this email. Enter phone number. Not now. Probably have some random sites created here. Yeah, we do. Just click on one of these. So I would say this is a little bit easier than Shopify if you want to customize the site. It's very similar. You got like components you can add. What is this? No thanks. Let's go to home. I guess I have to click edit site. But what's all this stuff? These are analytics tools. Setup. Apps. You could probably install plugins here as well. Anyway, let's go to the site editor. Nice thing about Wix is it has like a free plan that you can keep free forever. It won't let you do a whole bunch of stuff, but I think it's enough to create like a simple portfolio website. So what do we have here? Just random section. Let's delete a section. Let's just click here, delete. Boom. Okay, so it's a little bit easier to customize because you could just click add element here, and I don't know, say we want to add a YouTube video. You just click and drag it here. It didn't really fit in that well, but we make it fit in better. Click add section, I guess, and then put it in that section. I'll just drag it over random stuff. Can quickly resize things. You can't really do this in Shopify. Okay, so we're on the home page, about, manage pages. It's a little more easy to figure out where you need to go to add pages, right? It says pages, you click on it, manage pages, and then there you could add a new item, new menu item, add a new page. Everything's a little bit easier to find. And if we're adding a new page, look, it's giving me a bunch of templates I can use. So what do you want to start with? And then you can customize it. Say I want this one, click add page. Do I know Magento? Yeah, Magento is scary to me. I don't know. I one time tried to learn Magento and I had no idea how it works, how to even get into it. Magento is like a big thing, I think. I know a lot of companies use it. It's Magento is more for like if you're managing multiple stores, not just one. And that's all. I don't know. At least that's what I figured it's for. I don't know if it's any easier to use than when I ran into it like 10 years ago. You gotta sign in with Adobe. It's open source e-commerce platform written in PHP. That's open source. I mean, it's supposed to be free. I don't think it's really free though. Anyways, yeah, let's not talk about Magento because I have no idea how it works. That's for like experts. I don't know. If maybe you know it, maybe you could teach us because Magento's scary to me. Anyways, it's 9:40. So we'll look at more. Maybe we'll resume with Wix and Weebly. Weebly is pretty similar to Wix, I think. They're both a little bit easier to use than WordPress and Shopify. But we're out of time today, so just a reminder, next assignment after doing this is visual sitemaps. Okay, and you already know what's up next: wireframes, mockups, actual website. You're free to get a head start on those if you want, but yeah, they're not assigned yet. Oh, did I not assign assignment 2 in the right place? I don't see it. Planning. Oh, there it is. Gotta drag it there. Okay, planning your website and visual sitemap. Due next week. Let me create the sign out. Let me stop recording.